Okay, start of game 3. Here's the board. Really big ruin there. Lots of cover, lots of terrain. And here are the Space Wolves that are going to try and kill me. I'm probably going to do a very good job. Have a look at that free hand. Mental. 3 Las-Plas Preds, 3 Rhinos, 2 Dakar Dreads, 2 Land Speeders, Heavy Flame, a Multi-Melter, a Rune Priest, and a bunch of Space Wolves and Long Fangs. 18 Long Fangs, I think. That's going to be really unpleasant. Anyway, once we're deployed and started, I will come back to you. Here we are at the start of Space Wolf turn 3. I've had a fairly good reserve roll in, some terrible scatters. I killed 1 Space Wolf down there, killed a bunch of Long Fangs, and popped a Rhino. But I'm about to cop it in the bum because there's an awful lot of Space Wolf guns and it's all going to be very bad. So I'll let Alex have his turn and I'll be back to you in a second. Here, top of Space Wolves turn 4, and if it could go wrong, it did go wrong on both sides. With the Dark Eldar making an abusive amount of flicker field saves, and in return the Eldar managing to do 1 Space Wolf kill. 1. Incubi failed to charge. That Rhino took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Lancers to blow up. Yeah, really bad turn for me. So Space Wolves turn 4, I'll be back in a sec. Here we are, top of Space Wolves turn 5, and it is brutal. I basically control this left flank now, or right flank. The Dukes finished off the last of those Space Wolves, and that Long Fang is looking decidedly tasty. Popped another Rhino, tank shocked a Dreadnought, rammed it rather with a Raider, which survived and blew it up. Popped both Land Speeders, killed some more Space Wolves, used the Shadow Shard and got a few Space Wolves kills here as well. It's coming down to the wire. It's on victory points, this mission, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Yeah, back at the end of turn 5. Here we are at the end of turn 5, and it is over, and the Dark Eldar win on victory points, 1105 to 972. Really, really close game. I pulled some jammy stuff out and somehow fluked a bazillion flicker field saves, and my opponent's Space Wolf army is horribly effective, but yeah, really down to the wire there with that one. I think another turn, maybe 2, would have seen it just be as close. So I'm really happy with the result, obviously, but that was one of the most fun games of 40k I've played in a long time. So thanks very much, man. Really appreciate it.
Too easy. Anytime.
That's the end of day 1 for me, so I'm going to go and pack up and try and get some sleep tonight, and I'll be back for day 2 tomorrow. Talk to you guys then.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Here we are at the end of game 4 because I'm an idiot and forgot to record it. Played Tom and his Uber Space Wolves list.
You'll see a lot of Space Wolves still alive.
There's still a few Space Wolves alive, but I've won on objectives because the scenario let me make my Incubi scoring. So he's there. They're falling back, so that's nothing. Rhino's under there somewhere, and that's contested to my lone Wakilai, who gamely stood in front of Arjak Rockfist. Yeah, that was actually a win to me. 2 objectives to 0. End of turn 5, game ended. So I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. Tom's list is hardcore with 5 pods, 2 Rhinos, 2 Long Fang packs, a bunch of... How many squads of Greyhounders? 4? 5? Rune Priest, Arjak, bunch of Melter Guns and all sorts of shenanigans. So, really good list. And I pulled a win on that, so that was really good. I will try and remember to record game 5 back in a sec. Here we are, start of turn 5. This is the army I'm facing. It is a Sanguinary Guard army. We've got Dante and 4 units of Sanguinary Guard, a couple of Priests, Stormraven, and the big guy is Mephiston. So it's a Battle of Terror style army, which is really cool. My opponent is Aaron, who, if you've watched the other battle reports from that I posted, you'll know that he beat me at the last tournament we met off in, so I'm hoping to even the score with my Dark Eldar today.
Less than the fire cannons today.
Less than the fire cannons today, and many more Darklance baits. So, we're going to set up the game, and I'll be back to you at the bottom of turn 1. Here we are, bottom of turn 1. First blood to me. I managed a single Darklance kill of a Sanguinary Guard. There's the conga line of them hiding, hugging cover, trying to make sure the Lancers don't hit. But I'm going to roll for my reserves for turn 2. So we'll see how many Lancers I can point at them. Haphazard? That's the hope? Alright. Well, I'll be back at the tail end of turn 2. Here we are at the tail end of turn 2. Dante's landed over there, and despite 3 Melter Guns, only managed to immobilised on the Venom. The Stormraven turbo boosted on, and blew a weapon off my Razorwing. and I lost a Venom and a guy there pinned. So there's no more reserves for the Blood Angels, so I'm going to roll for mine for turn 3 and see what happens. Bottom of turn 4, there are no Sanguinary Guard here through some abysmal armor save from my esteemed opponent.
Getting a very high unlucky monkey score, I believe.
Yes, yeah, very unlucky given the amount of fire that I took. The Incubi are no more thanks to Mephiston. The Duke finished off the last Sanguinary Guard over there when he charged. And as you can see, we've got the last of the Sanguinary Guard over here, which I'm going to try and point a bazillion Lancers at. So we're going to turn 5, and I'll be back in a second after the Duke fights Sanguinies. Here we are at the bottom of turn 5, and the game is continuing to turn 6. The Sanguinary Guard have basically wiped out my fire base, but there's not many left. He's finally killed the Duke. But he's only got one more left, and he's got all of these guns to cop now, so we'll see what that brings. And I've got to blow that Storm Raven up, and that'll get me the win. So, see what happens at turn 6. End of turn 6, and it is over. Mephiston finally died to a bazillion splinter shots. I blew the Storm Raven up on the 20-something Lance hit, and Dante has claimed this objective, leaving it 2-1 in the Dark Eldar favour, bizarrely. Thanks, Aaron. I think that's payback from Quick March. I look forward to mayhem. So, yeah, on to game 6, and that's 4 wins and a draw for me. So, yeah, back shortly.